Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for the collective for this Mercury and the North Node conjunction in Pisces. So, Mercury is in retrograde, it goes direct on the 7th of April, and it's in the same degree of the North Node, which is just a virtual point. It's this math. Calculus that is referencing to our collective destiny, and Mercury talking about being the messenger for this path, for this new destiny that is opening up our consciousness. It's allowing us to dream bigger dreams is what I'm hearing right now. It's like allow us to know, to understand what has been kept in our subconscious for so long, almost as if collectively we have been in a deep, deep sleep. And this is a conjunction that is exact to the degree today, but actually it's because Mercury is in retrograde. It's happening all throughout April. So this is something that is really relevant that I wanted to share with you before I start showing the cards, just because when I was studying the aspects of this month, this conjunction was one in particular that really just called me. It was drawing me in the sense that we've had a solar eclipse that, and if you've seen the collective reading for that, you'll remember that I was talking about how we're all channels, right? And so Mercury in retrograde in Pisces in conjunction with the North Node, this feels like this potential for us all in the collective to awaken our potential to channel, but not just to channel as in like actually channel other beings as so many channelers beautifully do as a service, but channeling information as in unlocking the mind so that the information can come to the heart. Almost like this process of descending information, downloading information so that it can come to the heart. So this is part of what is here in the message, but just one last thing that maybe I'll do another collective reading tomorrow for another very, very relevant conjunction that is happening also simultaneous to this one of Mercury and the North Node between Venus and the North Node, which means that Mercury and Venus are very, very close together. So both of them are in retrograde, both Mercury and Venus. Mercury goes direct on the 7th of April, and Venus goes direct on the 12th. Depending on where you are in the world, it might be on the 13th, but it's mid-April. So we still have, a couple more days, a couple more weeks of these retrogrades that are so closely connected to our personal experience, since Mercury talks about our mind, our communication, our ability to translate this process of receiving information and putting into words. And Venus is decoding all of these information into values, right? How we value ourselves, how we value the others, how we value our relationships. And so all of that happening in the 12th sign, the sign of transcendence, which is also here in this message. This is telling me that a very profound level of new understandings are coming to us all in the collective sense, but specifically in a personal way, because Mercury and Venus are personal planets, in a way that affects us deeply, but it's also awakening things that have been kept a secret or have been kept in the dark for so long in this deep sleep of humanity. So with that said, tomorrow I might record another collective reading just for Venus and the North Node conjunction in Pisces. So let's dive into this first conjunction between Mercury and the North Node, because I feel like there is this process of descending information, downloading information that wants to go straight to the heart space. Oh, before I start showing the cards, a long introduction. So I'm doing this collective reading with my own tarot deck. So the cards that you'll see are from this deck. The Astrological Oracle deck is also here being used. So you're going to see cards from that deck as well. In fact, there is one here, and the bottom of the deck wants to speak from the astrological point of view. So going to the first card, we're opening with the Queen of Cups. So this Queen of Cups talks about the knowingness that inhabits the heart space. So when I was meditating upon this card, I was thinking with my mind, but the knowingness was coming from my heart space. So there was almost like this transmission that wanted to go straight from the heart to the mind and from the mind to the heart. So the mind thinks, the mind believes, the heart knows, the heart trusts, right? So this is the message for this Queen of Cups, opening this collective reading. So this is inhabiting the heart space, and I feel like this is you in a sense, but it's also a representative of the whole collective, how almost like the heart of humanity is opening up to know what it knows, right? To see what it feels, to feel what it sees. But there's also something else happening here, and that's, where we go from the collective to the individual level of this experience, because I feel like there is this coming together of a smaller group, because after the Queen of Cups, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles have become my card for this group, for this council that is gathering, right? So in February readings, the collective readings in particular, the Seven of Pentacles was very strongly bringing this image of a group of elders very tuned in to this central focus, so that the energy could come together, could converge to the center and help to, grow something from the ground up. And I feel like the Queen of Cups is the object of this focus. It's like you're sitting in this center, in the center of the circle, and you have support. It might be an actual group of people that is supporting you, that is there helping you to, it's almost like transmute something. We're going to see this with the cards that are ending the this first part. But most of all, it's like this Queen of Cups is allowing its own heart to receive a lot of energy converging to the center. So placing yourself in the center, sitting here in the middle of this circle to receive the energy of these wands. And it's fascinating because at first, before any other card came and I saw what the full message was, the energy was, it's like your heart space was drawing all of these, people's focuses. It's like the energy was concentrating in the center. But then with this card, the Strength card, which is the card of your higher self, it felt like this downloading process. So everything that was already coming through with the Queen of Cups, even before the Seven of Pentacles, was very clear to me with the Strength card. So it's almost like the support of others so that you can download your own information from your own higher self. It feels like these ones that are here holding space for you to channel, for you to receive, they are also benefiting. They are also receiving something from this presence. So it doesn't feel, and I know that we're talking about a Mercury and North Node conjunction in Pisces, but Pisces is very transcendental, is very subtle. So yes, Mercury deals with words and thoughts and language, but the communication with this Mercury retrograde in Pisces can be beyond words. And this is what I feel like these ones already know, because they know that you trust your heart. So therefore, it's almost like you are the one who, sits in the middle so that you can channel your higher self, activating your heart space, but you can only do so, or it's more beneficial that you do so in a circle. So that you do this in a gathering of people that are also going to receive the influx, will receive the information, even if it's just in a subtle wavelength, right? It's like the information is coming from your higher self, but it's going to be felt maybe more potently in your heart space, but it's also going to, it's like it's going to overflow from your heart space to the ones who are helping hold space for you to be able to do this, right? So it's almost like you are holding space for your higher self. They are holding space for you to be able to hold space for your higher self, if that makes sense. And so when this connection is established, I feel like there is a very potent information which comes through as an image, but also comes through as like deep knowledge, deep, profound knowledge, almost as if you're becoming the channel that brings information, old information. And the reason why I'm saying this is because these two cards jumped out together right after the Strength, and it's the Ace of Wands, which is my fully grown tree, but which is also the seed. It's like the seed, the metaphor of the seed and the tree, right? And Jupiter, so as I said, Jupiter is here from the Astrological Oracle deck, and the principles, almost like the laws of the universe, or I don't want to go too far out there because, this one is looking at me now in my inner vision and saying, no, don't go too far out there. The principles are meant to be grounded, and that's the reason why these ones are giving the assistance, giving the support, holding space for you to bring down the information. So the information wants to come down, it wants to descend upon us because it's tied to how life grows in this planet, in this earthly realm. So it's using the metaphor of the tree. It's bringing almost like the knowledge of the tree of life. So if this is something that is relevant already for you, that you already know, that you already are bringing from your higher self, just know that it's this validation or this confirmation that this image is not just a very potent symbol, but it's like this symbol for an ancient set of principles, right? Jupiter talking about how this can grow even more. So it's almost like this law of growth or inner growth has been sustained, maintained by this symbol of the tree of life, and it wants to go beyond. It's almost like now we're able, these things that are coming from our subconscious, these things that you're channeling from your higher self, it's like they can go, a step ahead. It's almost like if we go to the seed of what is the essence of the meaning of the tree of life, it's like we're going to see the expansion, it's like this growth far beyond what our eyes can see, because it goes to the heart space. The heart is already learning from this knowledge, from this vision, from this image, from this symbol. So this one symbol already brings all of the principles. It expands the capacity to understand, right? Because it's almost like understanding with the heart is different than understanding with the mind. And this is what this Mercury in retrograde in Pisces is teaching us, right? It's like, how do we communicate with our higher self, with this higher knowledge, using such a simple metaphor, which is the seed and the tree of life, right? The cycles of life, but also how it grows, how it can expand. And so I feel like there is this understanding that is not intellectual, it's not logical, it wants to go deeper, it wants to go beyond. But there is a specific purpose here, and the purpose is to transcend a specific thought form. and a thought form that is directly associated with an emotion, a very deep, dense, maybe very it's like very deeply buried inside your heart, something that has been almost like preventing you from really knowing from this heart space. And the reason why I'm saying that is because all of this heart expansion, this inner growth, can happen very, very quickly if you do have these ones giving the support that you need now. So now it goes even deeper to this more personalized experience. So if we were, entering this scene or entering this message with you opening your heart space for this experience to happen, these ones holding space for you being able to channel your higher self, this higher self bringing you this image, you understanding this with a wider perspective, with this it's almost like this opening of the heart that knows more than it thinks, right? But then with all of that journey that feels almost like this very slow pace, it's almost like things happen in a slower pace. But then when it comes to a point that you're ready to really allow this growth to happen, not just in the mind, but most of all in the heart space, this is when you are thankful that this is not, a group of people that are careless or random at all. These are specific people that are here for a purpose, because after the Jupiter card, we have the Hermit. The Hermit is your hermit mode, but it's supported by these ones. So it's almost like, yes, you could channel this information from your higher self by yourself, alone, right? In your own space, in your own room, in your own time. But remember that it's also beneficial to those who are here to witness you doing this. And the reason for that is because there is this potential for growth. So it's almost like if it's just you, it's like you're the only one who's going to feel almost like the opening of this heart geometry. But if you have others around you, allowing you to expand even beyond what you already know about your heart's ability or capacity to hold space for this download with your higher self. If you allow these ones to be here, sustaining you, holding space for you, not only they're going to feel this as well, but they're going to give you the support that is necessary for you to face that which was preventing you from really, really opening your heart space to this full maximum potential. So here after the Hermit, we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is almost like this, not simulation, what is the word? It's like emulating, I think that's the word. It's like this repetition of the same geometry, but it's wanting to dissolve the hard shell. It's like break a certain pattern in the heart space. Imagine the Three of Swords as a splinter in the heart, but it's not a splinter as we know it. It's a splinter that is a thought form. It's a splinter that has been thickened or hardened, right? And has become almost like a crystal. It's been crystallized into a fixed geometry, right? Maybe a geometry that always makes you feel, alone or lonely or abandoned or in need of shelter, in need of some time for yourself. But that is what is being transmuted, and it had already begun with this process of accepting to be the center of attention in a sense, right? So that these wands can bring all of the energy to you, right? Focusing their energy onto you. So it's like it already started, right? Just by the fact that you accepted to be in the center of the circle so that you could, establish this connection with your higher self. But it's like slowly you were surrendering to this process because maybe you thought that this process was you helping them, right? Channeling information for this small collective, you know, sharing your feelings, your emotions, your frequency, right, of strength and courage and bravery with the ones in the circle. But really, it's like this reciprocal, mutual type of holding space and supporting. The same way that they're supporting you, you're supporting them, right? But specifically in this case, ending here with this message of this splinter, but this splinter is being dissolved, right? It's almost like this hard shell is, you know, turning into thin air. It's like this evaporation of a pain, right? Some sort of resentment is the word that is coming through. Something that really just made your heart hard, right? Made your heart closed off, and just, it feels almost like this. It's like, you know, when you need to take a deep breath just because you feel like this, just like this need to expand your heart. This is how it feels, like this dissolution of the pain, dissolution of the splinter, right? This, the same geometry, it's now it's being dissolved, right? So the way that this happens, because we're ending here with the Eight of Wands, is that this process is, it's going to be more directly felt in your heart space. So maybe you're the one who, you know, are really going to take this deep breath, and you're going to feel maybe like this very physical sensation in your heart space of this dissolution of this loneliness, perhaps. But everyone in the circle, right? Everyone who is around you, you know, surrounding you with this supportive energy, everyone is going to feel this benefit, because remember, your higher self gave you the Ace of Wands, this image of the seed that grows in a very potent way, right? With a certain set of principles and laws, almost like these universal laws applied to the earth, to this physical realm, but in a way that is expansive because this is not only contained within you, because you allowed those who are around you to support you, so that you could almost like go through this process not alone, right? It's like allowing yourself to cry for that painful situation, but with them, it's like this happens, it's like overcoming some sort of hardship in a faster way because of the support of these ones. It's like the same way that they are receiving this seed. It's like you are receiving, and you are allowing it to multiply, to grow exponentially, right? And that is just it's accelerating, it's speeding up the process of this healing, right? This dissolution of the pain. And so, as I said, the bottom of the deck is also wanting to speak. So it's the Leo card. So again, this confirmation of the higher self being here, right? So the strength being the Leo card in tarot, and now Leo as, you know, the astrological sign also here. And this is talking about this double strength, this double courage to, you know, put yourself out there, ask for help, ask for support, allowing those people to support you. And it's also reminding me how this month of April is so full of astrological action, astrological happenings. So Mars, who has been in Cancer for so long, ever since last year, it's finally this month, mid-month, I believe on the 18th or the 19th of April, is moving into Leo. So I do feel like, you know, this is a boost in our confidence, a boost in our self-esteem. But if we allow ourselves to grow, right? And also, just a final reminder, just looking at this Jupiter card, it reminded me that Jupiter is now in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury being in retrograde in Pisces allows our mind to receive information from our subconscious. But, you know, it's not that we are forgetting about the the job of the mind, which is incredibly useful, but we are expanding the mind from our consciousness, from our deep dark secrets, or from our buried intelligences that have been just inside our subconscious, but now we are uncovering all of that. We are allowing all of that to come forth, and you are doing so with a lot of courage, with a lot of bravery, allowing others to support you, as well as you giving, right? You are giving, but you're also receiving, and your heart feels that, and that is incredibly potent. So I am going to pull more cards to see where this wants to go next. Maybe go a little bit deeper. And also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You're going to find the link for that in the description box below. And if not, I'll see you next time. Bye.